This is the Big O Show. 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 This is
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvitos Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvitos Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
There's just one place to celebrate our happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Plus last chance savings on a 2024 RDX. $379 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Miles an hour, that's a Category 4 hurricane. 3 deaths are reported in Florida after more than 24 were killed in the Caribbean. This
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Slomin Shield Home Security System guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Slomin Shield security system and doorbell camera all professionally installed for free.
Shield your world, the Slomin Shield.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Welt and Rheaume has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welt and Rheaume, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welt and Rheaume can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welt and Rheaume can help. Call 954-966-4646. After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
The lost city of Atlantis reveals its secrets at Toyota of Hollywood. Get legendary deals on over 2,000 Toyotas, like a 2024 Corolla. Not 24,000, 20,988. Unlock the wonders of 0% financing for 5 full years, 0 down. Rediscover Atlantis at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All righty, welcome aboard. We are here. We're ready to rock and roll. Yes, sir. There we are, River Pub. We'll be there tomorrow. We'll be there. How about that? We'll have a meet and greet tomorrow. We'll be there tomorrow evening, 7 o'clock. There you go. We'll be right. Sean and I will be arriving with bags in hand, and we'll be there to hang out with you all at the River Pub. So if you happen to be in the area, if you live in Buffalo, Rochester, Niagara, anywhere there in that area of Western New York, come on out, man. Come on out and join us. We'll have some fun there on Saturday. And then Sunday, we'll be at the River Pub having fun, broadcasting live. Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. The idea is to broadcast from as many Dolphin bars in the world. That's what this show has to do. Okay, we've already broadcasted from several. We're adding another one this weekend. We are excited. We're going to add 2 next weekend. Love that. So it's a beautiful thing to broadcast at Dolphin bars all across the world. Although we haven't done one yet out of the country. So when we get a sponsor to step up somewhere out there, the one I'd really want to go to is, that's the one. I want to go hang out with my UK folks because those people are radical. They are intense. They are awesome fans. And so that's one group I would like to hang out with. That would be one that should be very interesting and fun. Mexico, I think, would be another one. Okay. I don't have a feel. I haven't met enough from other countries yet, but definitely that passion I have felt in a big time way. So it would be fun. One day it'll happen. Maybe next season we'll do something like that. We'll do a pre and post game show from some other country, which would be really, really cool. Bahamas is another one, actually. You know what? I forgot about the Bahamas. I know we kind of consider it kind of like an extension of us right here because it's like right next to us, so we visit or whatever. But Bahamians are huge Dolphin fans. They suffer with us in a big time way. So let me not forget my Bahamian friends out there because I've met quite a few and have spoken with quite a few on the intranet. That thing that we connect on like right now? Exactly. That's it. The intranet. It's a beautiful thing. Oh, man. All right. So looking forward to that tomorrow at the River Pub. There's the address. You got it all right there. Well, by the way, let me read the address just in case, because we do have people that just listen to the podcast. I mean, right now on the Crypto Bro Show is actually getting more traction on the audio side than it is on the video side right now. So need to pick it up on the video side. Let's see, 6004 Buffalo Avenue in Niagara Falls. Slowly I turn, step by step, inch by inch, and then we mortalize him. Anyway, so there you go. Did they do that all the time back in when 40 years ago, 50 years ago? Were they doing that all the time in Niagara Falls? Niagara Falls. Just wonder. Any old people that live out there, was that the thing back in the day? I'm just wondering. Just what? I lost all young people. Like anybody under 40, they have no idea what I just did. None whatsoever. Anyway, 15 minutes from downtown Buffalo, so not too far away. So come on out. Join us at the River Pub. Pretty cool. Half Dolphins, half Dolphins, half Bills bar. The husband and wife. The husband's the Dolphins fan. The wife is the Bills fan. So this is like a really cool thing. So looking forward to that this weekend over in Buffalo. Doesn't look like I'm going to go to Bruce Springsteen. If I can't make it in time, you know what I mean? Unless there's somebody there that wants to go with me and can guarantee and they know how to get there and they can get me there in time. I'm going to take my passport just in case because you never know. Might be able to pull it off. Might be able to go see the boss. You never know. Let's see. Prince Philip of Serbia. Bitcoin is the key to a better civilization. Look at that. Look at that. In Serbia, they're figuring it out. We'll have a little Crypto Bro show later on in the afternoon, too, by the way. So we will post a new one for you on top of all of that. And I think Bitcoin is doing a little bounce back right now, which is a beautiful thing. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Let's see. Ray Sosa, I see number 1 in the house on a beautiful Friday morning. Steve Chapman, NorCal. Chapman says the good news is since we're all expecting to get steamrolled on Sunday, the outrage should be less on Monday. Nah, it won't be. The outrage will still be bad. Either way, however we lose to Buffalo, the outrage will be bad because the season just gets worse and worse and worse. So I've done this long enough. People are complaining is something that people openly do, you know. Praising is not something that it's harder to pull praise out of people. But complaining is something really easy to do, and they do it really, really well. So they will be loud on Monday, even if they lose, unfortunately. NorCal is Waken and a Bacon, Skylar Tipton, Gus 1388, Horn Dog, Jeff in Long Island, Alexis Palenzuela. Mexico fans are the best, says NorCal. They won the fan club weekend most attended award 3 years in a row. Yeah. The Mexican fans are super strong. You are correct. I met a few of them actually over in at the get together. I've met several Mexican fans over the years. Yes, that would be another one for Mexico. Although I haven't seen pictures of like bars in Mexico with Dolphins. I don't know of one yet. You know, I've heard there is, but I don't know of one. You know what I'm saying? And it's interesting because how do you display an NFL team bar in a soccer country? You know what I mean? So it's kind of interesting. It's probably a place where they gather, but I doubt it's like when we go to the River Pub, there's a room all dressed in Dolphins. They got Marino's jersey and all that kind of stuff. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Like you literally put the colors out there. So I wonder if there is one in Mexico, and for any of the Mexican fans that watch the show, because I know we have, reach out to me, bigoRadioShow@yahoo.com. Send me that info, man. Send me that info. And if you live out of the country and you attend a Dolphins bar, send me the info at bigoRadioShow@yahoo.com. Okay? Send it to me because that's the only way I'm going to know about it. And you never know if we can plan something ahead of time one day to do a watch party overseas somewhere. We got to do it, man. We got to do it. We got to do a watch party overseas. It's got to happen, dude. It's got to happen. It's too perfect for it not to happen. You know what I'm saying? Brian Landis is in the house. Gus, thank you, sir, for the love on the super chat. You're going to have a nice view from the hotel room, Mad Dog. Yes. Give me a room without a view. That's exactly. No, but see, I'm not in Buffalo. I'm in Niagara, where the falls are at. I want a view. Okay. But we got a cool Airbnb there, so we're set. Very convenient, an extremely convenient Airbnb. So I am looking forward to that. Magic Mark says, do you think Ross is willing to overlook the incompetence of McDaniel because of how good our offense looked good early on? He probably thinks we'll be back to scoring 30 points a game sooner than later. Magic Mark, I don't know what they're thinking. See, and I know they're not going to do it because I've said it all along, but I would save the season by firing him already. I would have gotten Vrabel already in the last week or two, just to try to save the season. See, at this point, I think it's delusional to think that Mike McDaniel is ever going to get any better. And I know that some of you Dolphin fans out there, you can't handle any negativity or you can't handle reality sometimes, and you want to just kind of lie to yourselves, you know, and those are the blind ass fans, by the way. That's where the term came from. But the reality is he is what he is. He has shown it over and over and over and over and over again. And he does things that make no sense whatsoever. And his teams are never prepared. It's not going to change 2.5 years in. It's just not going to change. That's who he is. And so for me, I would have already fired him in the last couple of weeks here and gotten Vrabel in there as soon as possible and let him assess the roster and try to turn the thing around because it's got enough talent. This team's got talent. See, that's where I kind of differ with people. I'm not so quick about the talent in the front office and all that. Now, it's on them because of the head coach. I can't argue that. I'd love to argue with that. But when it comes to the talent, this talent is way better than the record. And it's the coach's fault. It's the coaching staff's fault. And I have to blame the head coach for that. And then I know in the end, the front office gets the blame. But I like the talent overall. I think the talent should be battling the Bills for first place. And nobody would be complaining. Nobody would say a damn thing about the front office. The offensive line has actually played better the last 3 weeks because this dude started running the ball finally. And he only did it out of desperation. Question is, does he go back to just going pass happy because he gets Tua back? I don't know. We'll see. I can't answer any of this because none of it makes sense to me. You know what I'm saying? None of it makes sense to me. So I don't get that, to be quite honest. You know? What can I tell you, ladies and gentlemen? What can I tell you? Anyway. Let's see. What else do we have here? By the way, they're huge in Mexico. Hundreds attend their watch parties. You gotta send me the bar information and stuff. You know what I mean? Because that might be something we could do. The Zilly, my crazy offseason prediction. McDaniel fired. Bill is hired. Yeah, no, that's already. That allows Ross to retain the same garbage together and keep his hopes of seeing. Nah. Yeah, he doesn't run that kind of an offense anyway, so no. That makes zero sense. Looks like the narrative may switch from Dolphins to Jets. Rough, Big O. I don't know what that means. They're both clown shows. Ray Grullon, howdy-o. Safe travels to Buffalo. Have to turn you onto the British band called Common Saints. Mellow retro 70s vibe. Common Saints. I will check it out. All right. Common Saints. Thank you, sir, for the heads up. I will check out Common Saints, Ray. NorCal says Dolphins actually just featured Dolphins Nation Mexico. Dolphins sent TD and a few former players to their clubs last 2 weeks. Okay, nice. I just need to know the bar info and all that. Maybe the Mexican Dolphin Club can get in contact with me too. We can ridicule Chris Greer all we want. He makes a ton of mistakes. However, he does know how to draft players. I just know how to keep them. Well, some of them he could have kept. It all depends on your coaches and what you're doing. And so he has listened to some of his coaches on some things. And, you know, I know the AVG thing, but they had to pay other people. And, you know, they didn't want to take the chance on a Liz Frank injury and about to be 29. And it's paid off for the Vikings. You know, that's how it goes. I get it. Let's see. Firing McDaniel is the simplest and most impactful move to make. Bring in a better head coach and have him work the talent we got. Get rid of a couple of vets for young rookies and have another go at it. I wouldn't trade anybody at this point if I would have gotten my coach in here. With this guy, then yeah, but there's not much to trade. You're not trading any of the heavy salary players. None of that's going to ever happen because all the signing bonuses get accelerated and they just create cap. You'll be forced to cut other players you don't want to cut. Which is a shame. It's the Billism that has. It's just not going to happen. That's all. They're not going to bring Bill here. That's all. And he's done. I wouldn't want Bill Belichick here. He's done. He proved it more than He proved everything you need to know about him once Brady left. Once Brady left, it was over. The guy couldn't win anymore. He can't find a quarterback. He doesn't know what a good quarterback looks like anymore. So he got lucky with the Brady thing, and that made his career. He was a great defensive coordinator, and he got lucky. He never found another quarterback again, as much as he was dying to push him out. It was amazing, too. He was dying to push out the only guy that made him matter. Let's see. Flores to McDaniel also was a complete difference, just like how McDaniel is clueless. Dolt, Bill is the exact opposite. Orgs do this all the time. Team isn't disciplined, then they bring it. Yeah, no, I know that. Whatever. It's just getting the right coach. It's not a matter of discipline or style or whatever. Get the guy that knows how to get it done. Period. Yeah, the Bills have the number, no doubt, Carlos. Ross loves his big name guys, and you're going to need some way to get to the fans back with limited salary cap to work with. That's what Zeely says. The 3-year cycle is up for the head coach on paper. There's so much talent. Yeah. Let's see. Jalen Wright was only getting to carry. Yeah, I know. That's, again, terrible coach. To barely play Jalen Wright this week, this guy's never going to get better. He played OBJ in the slot, dude. Come on, man. He's just not a good coach. Good coaches know what players are and where they excel at. They don't force square pegs and round holes, and he does this all the time. Big O, how was your Halloween traditions? Nothing. Same tradition. We sat at home, relaxed. Nobody ever knocked on the door. Nobody asked for candy, and we had a quiet night. Very few people trick-or-treat in our neighborhood. Very few. Very few. I saw a group of about 40 kids and parents walk past our house, and they were going to they were in line together. They had lights and all that kind of stuff, and they were going. I guess there was some stuff that they were set to do, because not every house in our neighborhood was open for business. Ours is not. Ours was dark because people haven't come by in years. Very few people, what's it called? Trick or treat. When my daughter was young, I used to take her to the Biltmore neighborhood to trick or treat. We used to park by the grass over in the Biltmore in Coral Gables, and I'm sure they still do it. And there's a whole bunch of kids that go there, and then all the houses. There's a whole bunch of houses that take part in it, and they actually do it. So you go and you take your kid and you go walk. We didn't even do it in our neighborhood ever. My daughter never walked our neighborhood for Halloween ever. Okay, so it's just one of those things. What can I tell you? But I don't know how it is in your neighborhood, and it's not a bad neighborhood. I live in a good neighborhood, but nobody comes around. So nice and quiet. I agree with you, Fanzuki. Horn Dog, I would trade for him. No, he's not available, Horn Dog. He's never going to be available. They just signed him to an extension. Steve Dallas, Big O, still not talking about getting rid of Chris Greer. Why would I? Yeah. I'm pretty open about it. I'm not against the front office. Now the front office is going to get burned because of Mike McDaniel. And as I've told many people in that building, you're all going to get fired. Scouts, assistant coaches, front office. You'll get your wish, dude. You'll get your wish. Mike McDaniel will get a lot of people fired. A lot of people fired. The only people that aren't going to get fired are the trainers and the equipment people. They're the same people that have been there forever. But assistant coaches, front office, and scouts. Okay? People in all those groups are going to get fired. Guaranteed. Mike McDaniel, he knows it. Deep down inside, he knows it, that he's failing, and he's going to get a lot of people fired. I don't really care about him getting fired, but I do care about a lot of other people that are in that building that are pretty damn good, and they don't deserve to get fired, but he's their responsibility. Again, think about this. If the talent with a real coach has 3 more wins on it, what's wrong with the front office? It's not the talent. The idiot started running the ball the last 3 weeks because he committed to it. It's all on him. That's the amazing part about Mike McDaniel. And I've told people in that building in all levels, everywhere. Okay? I know people in that building everywhere. So the trainers and the equipment people, they're safe. Everyone else, they're all worried about their jobs. Every one of them in that building. Okay? Every one of them in that. Hell, media relations should be concerned. Because sometimes the new head coach wants their own media relations person. That happens sometimes. It really has not been the norm here. Media relations has survived, but I remember when Pat Riley took over, he brought in Tim Donovan, and Tim Donovan is still there to this day, and he's the best in the business. Best media relations guy I've ever dealt with in my life. Straight to the point, no bullshit. That's the best part. I get a lot of bullshit from media relations people. A lot. Okay? From all the other teams. Full of shit. To the max. All right? The Heat is the only organization that I've ever dealt with that it's like straight. Yay is yay, nay is nay, right there. They don't dick you around and tell you this, that. Oh, we'll try this, that, and they're really not trying. They're really not. No. They either can do it or they can't do it, or they like this or they don't like this or whatever. The Heat organization is the best organization to deal with top to bottom. It's not even close. So everybody should be worried in the Dolphin organization because Mike McDaniel is putting everybody's job in peril unless you're a trainer, unless you're an equipment guy. All of you are safe as hell. But if you're in the front office, you're not safe. If you're in scouting, you're not safe. If you're in coaching, you're not safe. So you guys, some of you out there will get your wish. But this talent should have at least 3 more wins with a real coach. So what's wrong with the talent? I don't know. What's wrong with the talent? It's just poorly managed. But there's a roster there that you can easily win with. So, yeah, whatever you guys want to do, you go ahead and, whatever. Bunch of you think that Cam Ward is perfect for the NFL. Why? I don't know, but I guess you don't really watch football. But hey, man, we can agree to disagree. It's the same shit, dude. You know what? This guy here, who was the one still not talking about Chris Greer, this guy right here, Steve Dallas. Same idiot that argued with me about getting rid of X and getting rid of Jimmy Butler. These are the same idiots. The same idiots. Same idiots. When X gets 10 interceptions, I say, you got to trade him now. Steve Dallas is the one that freaks out. Same guys. Same people, dude. I'm more than tired of this. I've done this forever. Okay? I've done this forever where I tell you, Steve Dallas is the guy that when I say Joe Philbin's never going to be a good coach, when the second they hire him, he's the guy that's arguing with me. Oh, wow. Ryan Tannehill never will be a franchise guy. Steve Dallas is the guy that's arguing with me. Hey, man, listen, it's all good. I've had this happen in the face of the adversity right there. When Jimmy Butler's getting you in an NBA Finals, I say, now's the time to trade him 2 years ago. And people are freaking out. Oh, you're a hater. No, dude, I just know when to get off the gravy train right now. That's all. That's it. And the problem here with the Dolphins right now is only one person. Well, 1.5. Because Tua has not learned his lesson yet, at least we think. At least I don't believe until he proves it for a couple of years. He still hasn't proven that he's not a football player. You know what I mean? He even said on the podium, oh, I'm a football player. No, you're not, dude. You're a passer. That's all you are. You're a passer. You're a specialist. You're like a kicker and a punter. You're a specialist. You're a long snapper. Okay? You have one skill, and that's all we want to see from you. You suck at everything else. Just like Dan Marino sucked at everything else. Just like Drew Brees sucked at everything else. And Joe Montana sucked at everything else. Just pass the ball, bro. Just shut up and pass the ball. And catch the snap. Okay? Those things are the only things that are keeping you back. That's all. The second Tua figures out, oh, I got to play like Marino and Brees, he'll play for 15 more years. Second he figures that out. If he doesn't, he'll be out of football in the next couple of years. You know, pretty simple. But with that head coach, you're not getting anywhere. That's the real problem on this team. That's where this season's gotten ruined. Even with the Tua injury, you should have at least 2 more wins if you had a real head coach that actually knew how to find a quarterback. By the way, he's got the same Bill Belichick disease. He was gifted Tua. Tua can play. He didn't teach Tua how to play. He just gave Tua confidence. That's it. He didn't teach him shit. Brady could play. Could he find anybody else? No, he can't. You think Mike McDaniel can find another quarterback? He had Skylar Thompson around him for 2.5 years and had no fucking clue he could play. Are you kidding me? The problem here is Mike McDaniel. That's what's effed up this entire season, dude. Even with Tua being a knucklehead, you should have won at least a couple more games without him because you should have had a competent backup, trained and ready to go. You had 2.5 years to prepare this guy, and you failed. That's disgusting. Come on, man. The problem here is that Mike McDaniel doesn't even know how to use Tua, doesn't even know how to use his offense, can't even find another quarterback, doesn't even know what another quarterback looks like. You can't win with that. That's what's ruined this season. You don't have a head coach. So, Bitcoin 71,374. It's a hell of a lot more enjoyable to do the Crypto Bro Show than this. I got to tell you. God, it's way more enjoyable to do the Crypto Bro Show than this. What else do we have here? Yeah, Halloween ain't what it used to be. I remember being a kid at home with garbage bags filled with candies. Remember that shit? You know, Zilly, you bring up a great point. We would make rounds. I would be so full of candy that I have to go back home, go to my room, dump my candy, and go back and go hit another part of the neighborhood and load up on more candy. You are so right, bro. I mean, Halloween was a business for us as kids. It was the best. We negotiated one section, loaded up, went back home, unloaded, then went because, you're carrying a lot of damn candy. It gets heavy. He's right. He's right. It was awesome. And then there was some trading going on in between friends. Because, you like some candies better than others, and your buddy may like that candy you don't like nearly as much. And so, hey, I'll trade you a couple Butterfingers for a Snickers or whatever, something like that. And you do, stuff like that. I remember all of that. I know it's been half a season. What do you think about Chop Robinson? I know the coaches value QB pressures, but he has 0 sacks. Ray, give me a couple years, bro. I don't know. He's a rookie. I don't give a shit right now. He's a couple years. You got to give him time, dude. Jason Taylor wasn't starting to become Jason Taylor until year 3. Okay, so defensive ends take some time. I'm not worried about Chop Robinson right now. And give me after next season, if I don't see anything, then maybe I'm going to start really worrying about it. But right now, not even worried about it. Not even worried about it. Not even thinking about it. He's a rookie. I don't expect him to be anything, except that Bitcoin's at 71,518. Tua struggling with Flores as well, so it can't be just McDaniel. Actually, Tua won, Zilly. Flores only won with Tua. Flores had a losing record without Tua. Those are the facts, my friend. The facts are he wanted to start Jabroni. And then in the Baltimore game, when he got injured, he went to Tua, who didn't practice all week, was playing golf because he was sent home all the time. We don't need you. We don't need you. We don't need you. And then he comes off the bench to beat Baltimore. So I'm not exactly sure, bro. Some of you out there, you pull shit out of your ass and you're unprepared. Okay? Go look at Flo's record. Without Tua, it was a losing record. With Tua, it was a winning record. Not exactly sure what football you're watching, Zilly. Brian Landis, Vivinetti, Mr. Majestic, Carlos Alberto. So you think we'll have a clean house this time, Big O? I have no idea, Carlos. I don't know what they're thinking. I wouldn't. I would only get the coach. That's me. That's me. Okay? The only thing I would change is the head coach. That's the only thing I would change. That's all. I wouldn't touch the front office. But that's me. And I know I'm in the minority, just like many other times. A whole bunch of other times. I'm used to being in the rubber room, okay, with the straitjacket on, trying to explain to you the truth, whether it's Bitcoin or Joe Philbin or Cam Ward or whatever it is. I'm used to being in the straitjacket. So I'm in the straitjacket, but like I've told you guys, I know the reality. What's the chances of you keeping your front office and giving them a chance to get a third coach? I also talk about the realities, even though I love the front office. So you guys will get your wish probably. Okay. And I think it'll be a setback, but whatever. It is what it is, Let's see. How are you not against the front office? I kind of explained it. If Tom Garfinkel hired McDaniel, would Greer and company be saved? Well, John Santos, it's interesting you brought that up because I had a conversation with True Fin Fan about that yesterday when he was at Hialeah Park. And I told him exactly that. I said, hey, if the front office survives and they fire McDaniel, that means it was a Ross Garfinkel hire. And that Greer just worked with him because he's accommodating the people above him. Now, if the front office goes with McDaniel, then it was their pick. Elementary, my dear Watson. So we will find out. Won't we? We'll find out. Remember, Ndamukong Suh was here because of Ross. Tannenbaum and Ross. Ross met Suh in the intermission of a Detroit Red Wings game that he was at. And he fell in love with the guy because Suh has big-time charisma. Even though at the podium he's boring and he repeats at the end of the day, he repeats it 8,000 times in every press conference, okay? Off the podium, away from the media, and Ndamukong Suh is super colorful, super engaging, okay? Really smart, by the way, even though he does some really beastly things on the field, like he'll crush your foot or something, you know, and twist you up and he'll do anything to win. But off the field, he is a completely different dude. This is a guy that listens to Warren Buffett. Okay? Different kind of guy. You know, don't pay attention to the dude on the field. The dude off the field is completely different, and he won Stephen Ross over, and that's why he was here. So I've been wondering about that. Is this a Greer hire or not? I don't know. But if he survives, John Santos, you, sir, have a brain. You, sir, work it. I like that, John. Because, you know, it's very quick to jump the gun and go all over the place and not really think, well, wait a minute, hold on a second. What's going on here? The guy's still sticking around. They're not getting rid of him. They're hanging on to him. What's going on? They're really not. Could there be more to this hire? I'm glad that people like John Santos actually, you know, exist out there. Anyway, Danny Gonzalez. How much impact did Marino have in draft? Nothing, bro. Marino doesn't do shit there except, you know, give tips or something. They're not asking him on who to draft. None of that. He's not a front office guy. Hey, listen. You know, the beauty of this show is this is my guy. I love him. Okay? He had a chance to be a GM, and he ran away in 10 hours. Okay? Marino wants no part of that, dude. Marino does not want anything to do with being general manager, so please don't start with any of that stuff. That's not what they brought him in to do. He likes to do what he wants to do. Okay? And maha. Just relax, chill, do whatever he wants, come in, give an opinion, talk to season ticket holders. If he wants to go play 9 holes in the afternoon, he does it. He doesn't want to be tied to 18-hour days stuck in a dark room watching film. So he's not there for personnel. He's there for an advice. Hey, Dan, what do you think about this play here? That's it. Oh, okay, great. Have a good one. I always laugh at that, you know, because there's always that start of it. You know, oh, well, Dan Marino should. No, Dan Marino had a chance. And Dan Marino ran away like it was Elvira at 98 years old trying to bang you and bring you into a room somewhere. You know, all wrinkled up and shriveled up Elvira. Not the Elvira that you used to see. I'm talking about like really old. She's got 2 rows of Depends on her, and she's asking you to come on in. That's how he ran away from being a GM. So, you know, that's the part. Let's call it like we see it. Okay, Marino has nothing to do with that. He wants nothing to do with that, and he proved that he wanted nothing to do with that because he got an opportunity. Here, you can run the organization. He said, hell no, I don't want to work. I want to hang out. I'll give you guys an opinion, but if I want to leave, I want to leave, and I want to go hang out, and I want to go play golf, and I want to go do this. I can do whatever I want, but I'm not here to work for you guys 20 hours a day. He's not doing it. So he's there for an opinion, this, that. He's not there to work. He's there to hang out. Trick or treat is nothing like it was in the 80s and early 90s, where everybody would go trick or treating, a North American tradition that is slowly disappearing. Yeah, because the streets are worse and you can't trust people. I'm okay if they clean house. Greer and McDaniel can go in a package. It probably will happen. You're a bit of a front office apologist, brother. Everyone has a piece in this failure. Gonzo, are you listening? Are you paying attention to the show? You need a hearing aid or something? Have I not said for months now, you will not get a chance to hire your third coach. You will get fired. You guys will get your wish. Have I not said that? So where is it? Have I not said every single time that he will pay the price because he hired the coach? I think I keep saying that. You guys don't listen or something? Is that an issue with some of you people? Do you not pay attention? Just because I like the front office, I know the reality. This is stupidity and ignorance is what pisses me off. That's what pisses me off. People that don't fucking listen. Why do you watch this show and then still comment something that I did not say? Gonzo, everyone has a piece in this failure. I think I keep saying that all the time. I'm not exactly sure. Why? Because you don't hear what you want? I get it, bro. This is all about echo chamber. And this is the world we live in. And if you don't hear what you want, you're not actually listening. Because I've said that they're going to pay the price for it. I think I just went through everyone's going to get fired. I think I just said, Gonzo, front office, coaches, and scouts are all on the line right now because of Mike McDaniel. I think I said that. I'm not exactly sure. Did I say that or not, Sean? Okay. I got a thumbs up. I don't know. Maybe I was dreaming. Maybe I was dreaming that I said that the front office, the coaches, and the scouts are all in peril of getting fired because of that one guy. I don't know, man. Viper space flight, but you hear about McDaniel's new shoes. Yep, exactly. That's it. Cesar Cienfuentes. Tua has changed his got to MIA. I don't know what that means. What's the latest on Skyler? Who cares? They don't have a number 2, bro. Kyle's worried about Caspa still. Pessimistic Fin fan says, you have to be honest, Big O. Greer has blown a lot of picks in this rebuild. Brandon Jones, Van Ginkel. Van Ginkel is not blowing a pick. That's hitting on a pick. It's not re-signing. Okay? So, and the Tunso one, they got plenty of draft picks for it. So, and Fitzpatrick was flow. See, they're pessimistic Fin fan. Bro, if you're going to throw stuff out, like have it all like mean something. The Fitzpatrick thing had nothing to do with Greer. He had to trade him because Flo didn't want him. And then the kid and him couldn't get along. Bro, you know what it is? Block this guy. Yeah, you know what? I don't have time for inaccuracies. Pessimistic Fin fan. Block him. I don't have time for this. If I read it and you're full of shit, I'm blocking you. That's it. That's all. That way, the pessimistic Fin fan will never piss me off again with stupidity. That's all. Simple. So go erase your comments now if they don't have any facts, because if I catch them, you're done. Tom Stockel, you've been consistent all along about McDaniel. At first, it was about him being a new head coach, but as you pointed out, he has never improved on his faults. Exactly. Big O, oh my God, I now have to run in my safe space. You'll need it. Let's see. Big O, you did say yesterday that you told people in the building that if they don't get rid of McDaniel, they will all lose their jobs. Everybody at those levels, they know. Everyone at those levels. The scouts know, the assistant coaches know, and the front offices knows. Everyone knows their asses are on the line because of that guy. The domino effect of Mike McDaniel getting fired is catastrophic for a lot of people in that building. But we have people that don't listen to the show because they're so dead set on their stupid ass opinion. And then they think that, oh, I got to make my point, and this is my point, and you're wrong, oh, and you don't say this. And I say it all the time. Yeah, I do like the front office. Yeah, I don't really think they're the overall problem, but I know they're going to get blamed for Mike McDaniel because it's their hire. I get it. But I think if the talent is supposed to have 3 more wins, then what's wrong with the front office? Right? The record with 3 more wins would be fantastic. So what's wrong with the front office? That's the way I look at it. But I get it. They hired that coach, so they're going to pay the price. It's the way it goes. But this team should have 3 more wins. With a real coach, they should have 3 more wins. They've lost to 3 inferior teams. Unacceptable. Even with a backup quarterback, they've lost to 3 inferior teams because they didn't have a coach that had them prepared and had them with a better backup quarterback. This coach had Skyler around him for 2.5 years and still doesn't know what he's doing. That's bullshit, dude. It's bullshit. EJD Construction. Eric is great people. Dade in Broward County, 305-433-4843. Custom home construction, major home remodeling, fully insured, workers' comp, liability, and they do it all, folks. So whatever kind of craftiness you're looking for, call EJD Construction. If you're looking to redo your home, inside, outside, your roof, whatever it is, you call Eric. This is his personal cell number, 305-433-4843 for ejdconstruction.com. I agree, Lenny. At minimum, they should be 5-3. Yeah. But whatever. And nobody would be complaining about the front office. But, what can I tell you? Let's see. Chase, no, you did not get blocked. If you're sending the text and it goes through, you can't be blocked. Why now, says Steven Gonzalo, all of a sudden this Giannis rumor going around that he's going to want out. I don't care. Who gives a shit about that, Steven? Why do you listen to bullshit like that? And what are you thinking about, the Miami Heat now? What are you listening to, bro? Are you listening to some Heat fan or some shit talk about Giannis? Come on, bro. Come on, Steven. Why you falling for the banana in the tailpipe every single time, dude? The Miami Heat ain't getting a superstar. They don't have jack shit to trade. They don't have anything, dude. They have traded all their picks. They don't have any stars. They don't have people that that everybody else really wants or anything. Enough already with that, bro. Seriously, how many times are you going to fall for that bullshit? Come on, Steven. Let's go, dude. Let's wake up. Enough with the Heat shit. The most delusional fan base I have ever seen in my fucking life is the Heat fan base. And all you suckers that fall for free agencies every single year, you're not getting any of them. Okay? You're not getting any of them. Stop it. There, that's my message. Stop with the stupidity. It's ridiculous bullshit. Giannis now. Come on, bro. They need to fill space. There's a couple games into the season. They haven't started well. So now you read some article or listening to some silly Heat fan on some podcast or radio because the team's not very good and because Giannis, come on, bro. We're going to do this all over again? Come on, Steven, bro. Come on, dude. Let's go. Let's not fall for this bullshit. Thank you, Ben Gordon. I can learn to be a coach. I used to teach transgender wrestling. There you go. That takes a special skill set right there. No more word salads. Fire him. Yeah. Big O, did you see the Dodgers fan who blew his hand up? Yeah, I saw that. Fucking moron. Total moron. Roll the tape the last 20 years. Same talking points, different players. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Majestic. Yeah. The names change, the faces and the names change, but the problems are all the same. You are correct. Juan Mendoza says, I'm a Heat fan, but I'm a realist. My friends just prey on the Heat because they're not Panthers or Dolphin fans. Yeah. It's just the silliness that we start like getting into, like the Heat, like we're going to go acquire another star or something. It's just stupid, bro. It's just stupid. It's a waste of time. That's all. I get it. Listen, some blogs, some beat writers, some radio shows, whatever it is you heard it from. Maybe that's all they talk about. You know, if it's a blog or a podcast that's Heat related, they got nothing else to talk about, so they got to invent some bullshit to talk about. I get it. Or maybe you're listening to some host that's just a little Heat fan and wants to like bring up all these stupid little stories to kind of like extend their show and fill time and all that bullshit. Whatever it is, dude. Okay? Whatever it is. Stop it with free agents and the Miami Heat. Enough already. They have no picks. They have no players. They have no cap space. I keep telling you that every year, and every year they never get anybody. And the only reason they got Butler is because nobody else wanted him. Nobody was really clamoring for Butler to be their guy. It was only the Heat, and it was only Wade that told them to go there. That's it. It's the only reason you got Butler. You're not getting any more superstars right now until 8-10 years from now when they get to the cycle that they can build up picks again and have first-round picks for several years that they can trade and cap space and things like that. It's going to take years. Okay? Let's be honest now. Cap space isn't even going to do it anymore because the Heat are not a sexy destination anymore. Get that through your thick skulls. You're living in the past. So many of you in the Heat Nation, you're living in the past. That's all it is. It's the past. Get out of it. Come to the future. Look at what's actually happening. Zero capital. Without capital, you go nowhere. And they have no capital. No one comes here because of just Pat Riley. That doesn't exist anymore. I don't know how many times I have to tell you people this. So every time there's a free agent, I will laugh at you and I will be right every single time. I'll be in the rubber room with all of you guys, right? Because all the Heat Nation, oh, you're not getting him, you're not getting him. And then I get freed again and I put your ass in the rubber room. But that's all right. Keep being a sucker for all this stuff because of the past. And by the way, what you accomplished the last few years was all fluke. The bubble, fluke. The last trip to the finals, fluke. It was a great coaching job because he's the best and because you had the specific scenarios in place. 1 year was a bubble. It was an uncomfortable thing. You got lucky. You were in a perfect mental state and you made the run. And the other one, you had Giannis and you had Embiid injured. So you got breaks. Enough of the bullshit already. Okay, let's go. Let's move on. It's the Heat Nation is the most delusional bunch of people I have ever seen in my life. They don't even realize the realistic nature of their accomplishments lately. They don't realize the realistic nature of the state of the team. And they don't even realize how bad fiscally the team is in. This is why Americans have no idea what's going on fiscally with our dollar. Just the same way. It's interesting, right? Why? Because it's boring to find out about the money and the picks and everything else and what you have. Well, wait a minute. What an idiot I am. They're going to acquire this guy or that guy when they have no funds? Now I see why people have no idea what's going on fiscally in our country, because I noticed the Heat Nation fiscally doesn't understand how terrible the franchise is in that shape. It's amazing. But maybe you all should actually look at the finances of the Heat and our country, and maybe you'll figure out where they belong. Truly amazing. It really is. You can make a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation there, which we always appreciate. Did Bitcoin go up again from 518, from 71,518? Was the last time we checked? No, down 970. Down 500 again. Here we go. Let's see. Big O, are you excited about the Finland series game today? I'm just excited about the Panthers. The Finland shit is good for Barkov and those guys that are Finnish and, whatever, bro. Whatever, fart in the wind. Who cares? I'll watch the game and watch what it's at 2 p.m. I thought it was, I saw on ESPN, it said 11 a.m. Now I see it's 2 p.m. So I didn't even follow it right on the time. So I'm glad that it's at 2 p.m. because it gives me time to actually relax and watch it. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to any Panther game. Wherever it's at, that doesn't matter to me. Horndog says, it's Bleacher Report that raises the delusional trades for the... Yeah, see, it's just clickbait bullshit, dude. I knew it was something crap like that. I knew it was some stupid article or some Heat fan host or some blog or something that's related with the Heat or something like that, and they got nothing else to talk about, and so you bring some silly Giannis conversation up. Like every other Heat free agent is a silly conversation. They have nothing to acquire. So I don't even know why. I don't know how Heat fans haven't picked up on that yet. But the people that write and all that, they know Heat fans are stupid. So, hey, let's throw clickbait. And they'll acquire this guy and that guy and this guy and that guy and, all of that stuff. They'll eat it up. It's funny. But, hey, man, keep living in the past. What can I tell you? All right, let's take a break. Hour number 2 is next. Manny Navaro with our Caneswear Miami Hurricanes report. Next.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slomin's, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-NATE.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welt and Rheaume. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free, Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welt and Rheaume can help. The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. If you're a Miami sports fan, there's only one store to go to, and that's Canes Wear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2655 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Canes Wear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop. Time for Canes fans to get what they want. Information, insight, and perspective. It's the Canes Wear Miami Hurricanes Report with Manny Navaro, exclusively on a Big O radio show. Here's Big O and insider Manny Navaro.
All right. There he is. The man, the myth, the legend. How you feeling, baby? You feeling good?
Feeling good, Early kickoff tomorrow, 12 o'clock. So I know you will be in the air flying, right, to Buffalo?
Time the game's over, I'm in the airport and all that BS. So so unfortunately we're not going to be doing the post game for this week, but we'll be back next week. We'll get it done. But looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. I'll be able to watch it at least, and hoping that they can pull it off. But this is going to be interesting because you know that Manny Diaz wants this one badly.
Absolutely. And Mario does not want to give this one up at all, because can you imagine you get to this point and the former coach is the one who comes in here and ends your undefeated season? I mean, that would be very, very bad.
Yeah. And by the way, because your schedule is weak, you can't afford to lose this game if you're the University of Miami, because at the end of the year, they're gonna look at your schedule, and you're not going to be helped by that schedule where you're placed in the playoffs. And so you must stay undefeated, because if you stay undefeated, that might be your best defense of that schedule is, hey, they still ran the table and never lost. That part is the part that people respect the most. And so it's an interesting catch-22 that the Miami Hurricanes are in. It's not their fault that their schedule isn't strong. It's not their fault that Clemson isn't on the schedule until you get to the ACC championship game. Mm-hmm. So because you're not going to have a real nice win because FSU and Florida and all these other things aren't sexy, you got to win all these games, including this one. Losing any of these kind of games actually becomes catastrophic for the Canes, because you have a weak schedule and you ended up losing to a weak team on your schedule. That becomes the indictment.
Absolutely. And, we'll get the first playoff rankings on Tuesday, by the way, for people who are curious. When do the playoff standings come out, or the playoff rankings, rather? And so, yes, this is not the time to lose a game to somebody who isn't ranked. And I'll tell you this. So somebody asked me in our ACC mailbag at The Athletic this week, do we think 3 ACC teams could find a way to get in the playoff? And I said, well, that's really funny, because there isn't an ACC team right now that even has a win over a top 25 team. In terms of the 4 undefeated teams, Pittsburgh, Miami, SMU, and Clemson do not have a win over a ranked opponent. So that reflects poorly on the league. Now, look, Pitt is going to face SMU and Clemson in the weeks ahead. But the reality is, unless Pitt goes undefeated and wins those games, and Clemson and SMU continue to play well after those games, there won't be an ACC team probably with a win over a ranked opponent. So it's going to be a huge indictment, and you're probably only going to get the ACC champion in, which is why I've told my listeners on my podcast over and over again, I think Miami needs to have an undefeated regular season to guarantee themselves a spot. Because if they lose in the ACC championship game to Clemson, and let's say it's a blowout, let's say they lose, like, I don't know, the same way they lost last time, right? What was it, 38-3 or whatever it was when they made the ACC championship in 2017? There are going to be people saying, well, Miami just doesn't belong. They don't have a win over ranked opponent. They were frauds.
They were frauds. So, and by the way, they have played to the wire with some of these bad teams.
Yes, correct.
Which is not a good look either. And so if you end up losing, that's why I'm saying that this is a really, now, let's be honest. This is really not a great team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, it's still a young team. It's not deep enough. It doesn't have a great defense. So, there are a lot of flaws on this team still. So let's not also lie to ourselves and think, well, they belong up there with all these top teams and they should be in the mix for the national championship and all that. As easily as they can be in the playoffs, they can easily be just outside of the playoffs too at the same time. So let's also look in the mirror a little bit and see what the reality is.
100%. And I've told people this. I got asked this question several times this week by Miami fans. Who do you think, Miami could lose to in the playoff? I think it's anybody who has a really strong defensive front, okay, and can run the football. I think Tennessee sort of fits the perfect description of a team that could beat Miami. They're excellent defensively, have a really good running back. I think Georgia, with the depth that they have, they're still a deeper team than Miami is. I think they could run the football on Miami, keep Cam Ward off the field. So there are matchups that don't necessarily favor this Miami team. But I will say on the flip side of it, I do think they have one of the 2-3 best quarterbacks in the country. And maybe when they get to the playoff, the best quarterback in the country, which it then gives you a chance to win a national championship. So yes, I don't think there are
Colorado in the in the playoffs, huh?
They still have a chance. They could still make it if they pull off a couple of wins here and get a little bit of help from other teams. They could technically play for the Big 12 championship still and get in with Shedeur Sanders. And yes, that would be
where are all the haters?
Yeah, they all disappeared, didn't they? They all disappeared, didn't they?
Said it was going to be a disastrous year for Colorado. Yeah. He's already won 6 games. That's more than 4 last year and more than the 1 they won before he got there. So all I see so far is improvement in Colorado. They're winning more games than they did the first year. So I'm just wondering where all those people were that said it was going to be a disaster. Interesting.
You get a great quarterback with a couple of great players, and you can turn things around quickly in college football, and that's what Colorado and Deion are proving. His son has played a big role in that. Probably the first or second quarterback taken in the draft. I mean, it is the truth.
His son's a badass, bro. His son's a badass. He can play, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He can throw the ball, and he's tough. What a tough son of a bitch. He takes a beating back there, bro.
Yeah,
man, I'm impressed with Shedeur. Very impressed. Wow, he is the perfect NFL quarterback.
He is, because he hasn't played with much of an offensive line. He's basically had not a lot of time to throw whenever they face good teams, and he's performed. He's performed well against good teams.
Pocket. He's a pure pocket passer. He can throw you open. He's got anticipatory skills. He's got accuracy. And if he's going to run, it's because it's really the last. He's not a runner. He just runs because he has no choice to get a couple of yards and all that. He can do that for you, but he's going to play the quarterback position, not an athlete playing quarterback. I love that kid, dude. He could play.
Absolutely. He or Cam Ward will be the first or second quarterback taken in this draft.
Oh no, he's going to be there's no chance. No way. I know how NFL.
I know. The backyard football thing is the knock you have on Cam. I know
it's a huge knock.
Yeah,
he doesn't have enough structure in his game. You got to play in structure in the NFL. I don't see a 3-5 step plant drop boom. He doesn't have that in his game. So I'm sorry. That's gonna be when NFL teams look at Cam, they're gonna go, well, we got to coach this out of him. This is going to be difficult, and it's a challenge. And I know the ego, I'll do it. I can coach it out of him and all that. That's going to be a problem for him at the next level. He's going to have to prove to me at least and show me that he can do that, because I don't see it in his game. He doesn't play it in his game.
How many NFL teams right now need a starting quarterback, and you think go in the first round? What do you think the need is? How many teams would you say? Ballpark.
Half. Easy half.
Half? Yeah.
Easy half. So he'll get taken.
Cam should go in that first 10 picks for sure.
I think, yeah, probably he'll go in the back end of that. I would take the second half of the first round to early second because I think he's a project at the next level. Because I don't, it's pure athleticism that you're counting on, and I don't see structure there at the quarterback position. I just don't see enough of it, and that's the one thing that's going to hurt him. And it's big, it's huge because you have to have that in the NFL. And so he will get drafted early because he's super talented.
Right.
But there's some coaching that you got to work out of that there. We'll see.
Yep.
We'll see. But I mean, Shedeur for me is by far ahead of him. Who do
you think would do the best job with Cam, coaching him up and making him into an elite player? Is there a offensive mind that you think, man, this is the perfect match?
Reed.
Andy Reid? Okay.
Yeah, he has a guy already, unfortunately.
Right.
But Andy Reid would be a guy. Shane Steichen. I like what he's done in Minnesota with different guys, and some of them either move around or don't. And unlike Mike McDaniel, I like how he has adjusted to those different guys. So Steichen would be another guy. And then Shanahan. I think Shanahan could work with his athleticism and try to corral him a little bit to make him see. That's the Trey Lance problem.
Right.
He had no structure in his game.
Well, and Trey Lance did it against Division II, which is a different animal than.
And I will say this: I think Ward has better accuracy than Lance does, but Ward also has some erraticness to his passing sometimes too. You know what I mean? And then the chances that he takes, that shit he has to erase in the NFL. Oh my God, that throwing across the body stuff, that's death in the NFL if you're going to do that, a lot. And so he could get away with it at this level, At this level, he is a Hall of Fame college quarterback at this level. Right. But at the next level, there has to be more structure in his game in order to succeed. That's all I'm saying. But whatever. How does Duke win this game? So what does Mario have to do to make sure that doesn't happen? Give it to me.
Duke is third in the country in takeaways as a defense. Manny Diaz, the inventor of the turnover chain, has basically done it at Duke again. That's why they're 6-2, because their team continues to give their offense extra possession. So number one, you can't be Cam Ward, who is taking those chances that we just talked about and just throwing the ball on the field. We saw it last week against Florida State, right? He proved it. Hey, they're going to take certain things away from us. What we're going to do, we're going to run the football on them. Duke's run defense is not elite. It's not very good. You look at some of their numbers. I got to look at it here if I have them on. I got like 80 screens up here, brother. So I apologize for not having it. But I know that they're giving up, I think, like 170.
Thank God for Windows. There were days years ago when we didn't have Windows. And we only had one Windows.
I've got all my stats and numbers up everywhere, man. So I apologize for not having this.
It's a blessing. Blessing.
Yes. They are, as a run defense. And now I found the window I was looking for. As a run defense, they're 88th in the country, giving up close to 4 yards a run. So to me, we've seen the evolvement of Damian Martinez. Now he's finally beginning to run like the guy you wanted him to run like when you paid him all that money in the offseason to come here from Oregon State. Mark Fletcher, he's fumbled the last couple games. Didn't lose the fumble this week against Florida State, but did lose the ball. You want those guys to be on top of their game. And if you can get some stuff off play action, maybe some quick throws, because Duke is going to bring all kinds of pressure. That's what they're going to do. That's what Manny Diaz always does. And you have your receivers make plays, and you win this game comfortably. Look, they're favored by 3 touchdowns for a reason. So to me, protect Cam. Don't try to extend plays. Get the ball out of his hands quick. Let your receivers do their thing. Let your running backs do their thing and win the game comfortably.
Yeah, to me, that you kind of just told me exactly what's going to happen in this game. And with the way Fletcher and what's it called? the other running back,
Damian Martinez. Yeah.
Martinez, the way those two guys are running, then what we saw last week probably will be a duplicate this week, that we're going to see a heavy dosage of those guys. Why play into Duke's strengths? Why try the risky stuff, all that? If they can't stop you with the run, brother, control the clock, control the possessions, and do your thing. So on offense, can Duke, because this is a bad defense, so where is Duke going to do some damage to the Canes on offense? Because I have to admit, the Canes defense isn't very good. So what's my concern there now?
Yeah, Malik Murphy is a downfield thrower. The kid they got from Texas in the offseason, who was the backup to Quinn Ewers a year ago before Arch Manning really started to come up. And so 17 touchdowns, 5 picks is his ratio for the season, which is pretty good. But a lot of his plays are down the field. He's got some pretty good-sized receivers. Jordan Moore is a guy who's been productive for him. Their pass protection has been okay. They don't give up a ton of pressures per se. They're 24th in the country in terms of fewest pressures allowed. And they can run the football decently with Star Thomas. He's a good, decent running back. He's nothing special, but he's solid. So I think for Miami, it's making sure you don't give up the big play, which has been their Achilles heel all season, right? Don't get burned deep down the field. Force Malik Murphy. The third down offense for them is not very, very good. They don't convert a lot of third downs. And part of that is because they're in third and long. They're 128th in the country in third down offense. That's not good. They're not great in the red zone in terms of the amount of trips that they take in there. So limit the big play, run the football, and just win. Just win the way you're supposed to win. Don't get cute is what I would say is the philosophy for Miami.
Yeah, I would hope so, man. And how do we feel about the spread? minus 20, over and under is 54.5. I don't like giving the 20, to be quite honest. If it's going to be a run type of game, and I don't trust the defense that much. I trust them enough to win this game, but I don't trust them enough like they're going to shut people down, because I think they're going to make mistakes. And you're telling me they got big receivers. That might be a problem for that secondary, overall. So I kind of don't like laying the points here. I don't like the money line because it's minus 1450. That's not real value. And then the over and under 54.5. That's about the only thing that I can look at and say, maybe this is an under.
Yeah. SMU has a really good offense. Rhett Lashley obviously, worked with Manny, and last week they only scored 28 points. They turned it over 6 times, and they scored, the decisive touchdown in overtime to get to 28. So I'm not saying Duke is going to completely shut down this Miami offense, but I do think this is a game they score in the 30s. The question is, what does Duke get to? How many mistakes is Miami's defense? If you're looking at the over/under line. So I would probably bet the under, but it's very, very close. I'm not super confident because I think Duke will score some points. I don't think Miami's going to shut them out. I view this as a 38-17, 38-21 type game. Something like that for Miami, where they run the football well, they have success, and they win it. They kind of pull away like they did against Florida State in the second half. But I don't think this is one where.
You got an over then. You got the over. Okay.
Yeah, 54. I mean, it's right there. It's really if Miami scores 34 and Duke scores 17, you're in the under. It's really it's a tight number. I can see it being like a 17-point game. And right around that mark of 55, 50, 56 points.
All right, good shit. What do you got going on in the athletics so folks can check you out?
Well, we just came out with our ACC mailbag, Grace Rayner and I, where we answered a bunch of questions, including Florida State. What's going to happen with them? Are they going to have a chance to turn things around at any point? Are there any examples of teams that have basically crapped the bed the way Florida State has and turned things around the following year? Not many, but there are a couple. I found some, Big O. I found some.
But I bet those were long-term established programs that were winning and had the bad year and then bounced back.
Right. Mark D'Antonio at Michigan State was one.
Yeah, I bet you they weren't bad programs that had one good year and then had the bad and then went back. I don't think that's what it is. I bet. I'm just saying in your research.
You can get the complete answer in there. But yes, I can tell you. I'll share one of them. Michigan State is one example. Mark D'Antonio was there for a while, had excellent a good team, then went 3-9, and then the following year got back to 9 wins. So there is a chance that FSU, and look, we are in the transfer portal era, so it is a different era than back then. So we'll see what happens there. But some good stuff to chew on there. My oddly specific predictions, which I do every single week as well, and the new Wide Right podcast. Those are all things you can check out from me at The Athletic.
All right, good stuff. Follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navaro. Manny, as always, thank you, my brother. Enjoy the game. Enjoy the weekend. We'll catch up on Tuesday.
All right, brother. See you there.
You got it.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Slomin Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Slomin Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Slomin Shield.
So here's the putting green. See? There you go. Got 2 flags. One was over there where Cutter's Edge Pro. It's not coming out now. Come on. Come on, wind. Give me a little wind. No, unfortunately. But there you go. And this one says Big O here. There you go. So there's my putting green. It's about, I would say about 25 feet, something like that. I get to practice, have a little fun. See? And then, of course, we got, the bunkers. Got to have the bunkers, man. Got all kinds of bunkers there. You know what I'm saying? So that's a taste of our backyard. There's Maiden right there. Maiden. Bono, how you doing, Bono? Bono. He's a Carolina dog, by the way. These dogs are amazing. Their temperaments are awesome. But there is the Sylvester Palm, which is just beautiful. All right, call my guys, Will and Mike at Cutter's Edge Pro. They will take care of you. Dogs are not included, okay? Can't include the dogs. Those are mine. But the exceptional work, oh, baby. Oh, baby. Yes. Make your home an oasis. CuttersEdgePro.com. Go to their Instagram page, by the way, so you can see a lot of the before and after work that they do. And it is exceptional, baby. This thing's been on here for about 9 months. No grass growing through it or anything like that. Right, Bono? Huh? Bono!
Welt and Rheaume has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welt and Rheaume, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welt and Rheaume can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welt and Rheaume can help. Call 954-966-4646.
There's just one place to celebrate our happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Plus last chance savings on a 2024 RDX. $379 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All right. Welcome back. Yes. We thank Manny Navaro. We thank Dr. Lascano at the Laser Eye Center of Miami. By the way, if you are looking for corrective vision, whatever issues you may have, and you're looking for LASIK surgery, I can tell you go to the Laser Eye Center of Miami. Go see Dr. Lascano right there, 305-443-4733. My daughter, my wife, my mother-in-law, and moi, all of us have had our eyes corrected there at the Laser Eye Center of Miami. So my entire family can go there. Trust me, you can go there to the Laser Eye Center of Miami. Dr. Lascano, big sports guy. He's the guy on the right side. And he'll usually be wearing some kind of a sports hat. On my day, he had an Inter Miami. Well, my wife the other day, he had an Inter Miami. Had a Dolphin one when he did mine, I remember. So he'll have like a different sports cap. He's a huge sports fan, all Dolphin games, Heat games, all over the place. So Dr. Lascano, big sports guy. Go check it out, MiamiLaserVision.com for the Laser Eye Center of Miami. And the great Dr. Lascano. Ben Gordon says, Dolphins are like a comedy show. Yeah. I have never laughed so hard in my life listening to Tua this week. He basically said, we do not need the fans. We are all No, he didn't say that. He was just saying about the whole potato chip thing and all that. He's frustrated. Whatever. It's his fault. Whether he likes it or not, whatever. Catch the goddamn ball. The snap is there. Catch it. It's no excuse. It is what it is. I think, Eric, I told you, Big O, could you share your experience with meeting Marino? I covered Marino for several years in the mid-90s, early to mid-90s. No, early 90s through the end of the 90s, right? Because it was like 99, yeah. So the last 10 years of his career kind of I covered. Shula's last few years and then the Jimmy years. And he was always great with me. So I can't ever say anything bad about Marino. Marino was always super. And it's not like he gave me interviews or anything like that because he just doesn't do a lot of interviews. You know what I mean? So it's not like something like Marino's done any great favors for me. Hasn't done anything. I've never even asked him for a favor. I don't even know if I could ever ask him for a favor. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like anything he's done for me or anything like that. But bottom line, my experiences and dealing with him and all of that, he's always was cool with me. I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Because I'm sure people have had their good and bad experiences with Marino. I can't say anything ever bad about Marino. He was fantastic with me, and immense respect for how he handled so much crap, especially during the Jimmy years. So that's all. That's all I can tell you. I have nothing personal to deal with Marino. You know what I'm saying? The most personal thing I have with Marino was I was covering an event of his, and they raffled off a helmet that he had signed. So I bought 5 raffle tickets because it goes for charity. And I said, okay, well, I'll donate to charity. What the hell? I want it. So like he presented it to me and stuff. So there you go. That was it. That was the only thing. And I was kind of embarrassed that I won it because I was media. You know what I'm saying? But what am I going to do? I donated for the cause and I got the raffle tickets. And in the end, you know, I'm not like a lot of the media members in town that most of them aren't from here. Most of them aren't born here. They're just moving here because it's a job like a lot of other people have to do in life. So they don't have the ties to this community like I do because I'm born and raised in this community. So I don't hide it. I'm a hometown guy all the way through. Never will hide that. Okay. You know, because you got to get in this business. You got to be objective. Yeah, I can be objective, but I'm not going to stop from rooting for the teams that I grew up with and all that. You know. So anyway, it is what it is. But Marino was always good to me, man. That's all I can tell you. And felt terrible for him the way things ended. Let's see. What else do we have on it? Eric says the team is a perfect example of when the inmates are running the asylum, basically. Yeah. Oscar says, good morning, and Sean. Smashing the like button. Please smash it. Lombardo says, good weather in Buffalo this weekend. Enjoy my hometown. Thank you, sir. We will try. Let's see. Ocala Joe is smashing it and loving it. Thank you. CD Alpha is in. God's Child in. Send Zach Sealer to Dr. Lascano. Yeah. Well, but that's an orbital bone. What we need is for him not to get in fights. And who the hell punched and hurt Zach Sealer, bro? John Gieb, thank you for the love on the super chat. The most Miami thing would be beating Buffalo in Buffalo while the season is basically all but done. Yeah. But like I said yesterday, if you beat Buffalo, you better go on a run. Because if you beat Buffalo and then lose a bunch of games after that, it means nothing. It'll mean nothing to me whatsoever, man. Seriously, it'll be depressing. Eric says, I think McDaniel's the main reason the old man ran to Philly this year. He saw the incompetence. Maybe. Chase says, Big O, are you going to any inter-playoff games? No. I'll watch them on TV. I'm fine. I don't need to go. I have no interest in going, to be quite honest. I'll watch it on television. I'm more than fine watching on television. God's Child says, Dan Marino kissed Einhorn, who's a man. One of my favorite movies all-time, Ace Ventura with Jim Carrey. Watch some 92 highlights, cope with my Dolphins depression. Yeah. I don't know what I could do to deal with my Dolphins depression except enjoy my Bitcoin. That's about it. Enjoy my crypto portfolio instead of or watch the Panthers and watch the Canes, That's a lot better. The heat season, I'm a little afraid of the heat season, although I am looking forward to the development of the young guys. I don't think overall it's going to be a great season. But yeah. True Fin fan says, Big O, 4 rum and cokes yesterday had me trick and treating with my son in cursive. Enjoyed seeing you guys yesterday. Thank you for always being so down to earth, both of you. Thank you for coming by, True Fin fan, and always supporting the hell out of this show, man. Means a lot. John Gibbs says, curiosity struck me the other day. I couldn't remember who you wanted when we hired McDaniel. Oh, I don't remember wanting anybody. Did I want somebody during the McDaniel time? God. Shit, John. Wow. I don't remember now. I don't know if I had a suggestion. Do you remember?
Not like you wanted somebody, but I think you wanted an offensive-minded guy. I believe is what you not. I don't think you had a person. You had a style, or style. I guess is what I was.
Yeah. For Tua. Yeah, if you're gonna play that game,
yes.
Yeah. If you're gonna be that kind of guy, then yes, exactly for Tua. Yes, I could see that, but I don't know if I had a name. I don't think so, John. I don't think so. No.
Somebody put Dayball in the thing. I think you mentioned him, but I don't know that you wanted him.
No,
because I think it went more with the offensive-minded situation you were talking about.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely wasn't Dayball. Yeah. I can tell you that. I know I didn't want Dayball.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think I don't remember. I don't think I had a suggestion at that time. I don't think I knew somebody that I really, really wanted. I don't remember because it would come to mind right away to me. If there was somebody I wanted, I would have already been mentioning it. Why couldn't they hire the guy I wanted or whatever? But I don't remember anybody. I don't think I had anybody in mind at that moment. So I probably didn't really know anybody that I really wanted or I liked or anything like that. I don't think so. No, Jim Caldwell was more about bringing him in as a, what's it called? A consultant is what it was. The Caldwell one was years back. I was before. I think it was before Flo when we were talking Caldwell. But after Flo, I don't think we were talking Caldwell because remember he walked away from the franchise and retired and all that. So after that point, we were done. He didn't want to be a head coach. So at that point, but you're right about Caldwell, but it was for Flo. Instead of Flo, Caldwell. But then remember, they brought him in as a consultant and then he left. So then I was off the Caldwell thing there because it looked like, and then he had health issues and all that. So it wasn't Caldwell for that stretch for the what's it called for McDaniel. But for Flo, you are correct. We did talk Caldwell on the show, but apparently Caldwell didn't want to do it. So yeah. I don't think I had a coach in mind at that time. I didn't have anybody. No. Big O, you wanted Caldwell? Yes, back then. Yes, for before Flo, not before McDaniel. Well, no, I didn't even know Mike McDaniel at all. I definitely didn't ask for him because I didn't even know he was even on the radar. So that one, I think none of us knew. Nobody knew about Mike McDaniel. That one came out of left field completely. Yes, sir.
Hal just sent out Mike McDaniel and Zach Sealer is expected to be ruled out today. Not a question of being able to perform. It's the danger of doing further damage to his eyesight.
Exactly. Okay. Kohu is out Sunday with a neck injury lingering. McDaniel says it's not long-term, but it does require an IR stay also. So that's another thing. Julian Hill ruled out against the Bills. That's great news. fucking great news. And by the way, he's probably ruled out because they want to make it sound like an injury, but they're really benching him. That would be so Mike McDaniel. Well, we don't want them to, we're just going to say you're injured and you're going to hold out this week. If he doesn't like it, that's the impression everybody gets of Mike McDaniel. So do something about it. Show that your team isn't that, because it looks like you are. So there's some good news, at least, with Julian Hill out. Let's see. And it doesn't look like River Craycraft is coming off the IR to play this week. I'm leaning more towards next week, says Mike McDaniel. Tyreek Hill's foot injury is still being managed per McDaniel, but he should be good to go at Buffalo. So there you go. McDaniel feeling a little pessimistic about the availability of Javon Holland. You sure the 6 points is not an easy bet? I would never do it, but I'm telling you, God, that's a gift right there. Buffalo -6 against the Dolphins. I hate to say it, but they're going to pound us. They're going to kill our boys 10-plus points. I am not expecting a good performance. I'm not expecting a good game. I am terrified of this game. I'm just looking forward to seeing Dolphin fans on Saturday and Sunday, hanging out with them, meeting them, Niagara Falls, all of that kind of good stuff. That's all I'm looking forward to. That's it. James Vivinetti says he wanted Sean Payton. Seti says, we don't have a John Offerdahl, Brian Cox, Zach Thomas on this team at linebacker. Continues to be a major weakness. Hard to argue with that. What time am I heading to Buffalo? Yes, it is a direct flight. I'm a snob. I do not take connecting flights. I mean, if I get a connecting flight, it's because, I have no choice. I must be going to a city that doesn't fly in directly. Something like that. But I am a total snob when it comes to that. I got to get a direct flight. I hate connecting flights. And with today's world of travel, which is really screwed up, the last thing I want to do is have connecting flights. I think I arrived there at 5 o'clock, right? Something like that. So looking forward to it. Big O, was Chris Forrester good as a coach? Yes. The Cokester was a very good offensive line coach. He's in San Francisco now. Seti is expecting a route. What is it? Ty is, who cares about the pass? Please, front office, bring in Vrabel and give him all the power he wants. Get me back to being invested in this franchise ASAP. It is true. I am going to lose a lot of you as the season goes on. I know that. Because I lose you guys when the season goes away. A lot of you tune out. You don't even come back to the platform till later on. Oh, okay, it's football season. I'm back here. So I know some of you are like that. The weather's not going to be an issue, True Fan. It's a gift. It's in the 50s. Clear. We're good. Joseph says, I'm telling you, Big O, get that barrel ready for Niagara. Finns will shock all of us this weekend. Any given Sunday. Cash App or Venmo. You can make a donation at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make it.
Stupid chat. Run for cover. Grab the earmuffs. Hide the children. Our IQ is being sucked into a wormhole. Save your brain cells. Stupid chat.
Damn, Joseph. Sean didn't really agree with you there. So he doesn't think he's pushing me over a barrel in the falls. He's not expecting that, my friend. I'll stay, Big O. Watch you outside of the season as well. Thank you. I appreciate you sticking with us even in the off season. Thank you. When are we going to talk about who's going to take our first round top 10 pick? Well, when we find out what pick we have, who's declared for the draft, who's available, who's not injured, who's not arrested, who doesn't have any medical issues, all of those things. Once we have like real information, then we will talk about it then, because then we have what? Substance. Now we have nothing but hypotheticals. But hey, Samuel, there's a lot of stupid shows out there that will talk about all kinds of silly ass hypotheticals all the time. Like, I don't know, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Like Steven Gonzalez wanted us to all of a sudden talk about Giannis Antetokounmpo. So if you want like silly hypotheticals, bro, there's plenty of shows out there that are going to entertain stupid talk. Plenty of writers out there that are going to write about stupid shit that they got to fill space. Plenty of bloggers and podcasters that have to fill space with stupid shit. So go ahead. You can find the people that want to talk about the 2025 draft now. I'm not doing that. Anyway. Big O, I was watching a couple of games from the 90 season. Do you remember the defense being that good that year? Because the announcers kept saying that they were in the number one deep. Yeah, they had their moments, but I don't know about number one defense. I wouldn't say that. They had some moments. They had some players, whether you had a Troy Vincent or a Marco Coleman or something. You had some guys that made some plays, but those defenses, look at the points. They still gave up a bunch of points, dude. The same problem that existed with Marino was always there. You know, was those defense a little better than some of the others? Yeah. Were they the real defense that you needed to win a championship? No. No. Was the running game there to win a championship? No. No. It was never there. They never had that. They never had that, unfortunately. I would love to tell you that they did. Please don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button, but it's just not the case, man. It's just not the case. Remember, you can also make a donation through PayPal. Another way, if you're out of the country, you can make a donation through PayPal, because I was told you could not make donations through Cash App or Venmo outside of the U.S. So you can use PayPal. You look for our name, Orlando Alzagari, and when you see the Crypto Bro Show logo, that's it. Or you can use this QR code there, depending on what you're doing. If you're watching or if you're listening, like I said, Orlando Alzagari, and it'll have the Crypto Bro Show logo. And there you go. All right. Let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. The Jets defeated Houston yesterday 21-13. Aaron Rodgers and the boys came back in the second half after a disastrous. Malachi Corey was funny. That was funny. That was funny. I was so Jets. Houston, by the way, the youngin', you know, the team rushed for 187 yards, yet C.J. Stroud sucked yesterday, 11 of 30 for 191 yards. So they lose 21-13. Today, 2 p.m., Panthers taking on the Stars at the Nokia Arena in Finland. 9:30 on Saturday night, the Heat are visiting the Wizards. Saturday at noon, Duke taking on number 5 UM at Hard Rock Stadium. Saturday at 7:30, Inter Miami visits Atlanta for the first round of the playoffs. And on Sunday at 1 o'clock, we get you ready starting off at 11 a.m. And we'll have the pregame show from the River Pub, live from Niagara. Dolphins taking on the Bills. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. Please call Alan Blanco at 786-618-1443 for custom printing and embroidery. They do exceptional work. Let me give you a little music news and notes. And by the way, speaking of music, I will be at the Fix concert tonight at the Culture Room. We'll be there early, sitting down, relaxing, listening to music, and waiting to get in, and then we will get our spot at the Culture Room. The wife and I, looking forward to it. I'm going to go see one of my favorite bands of all time, The Fix. I freaking love The Fix. Anyway, let's get to birthdays. We start off with Mary Hansen, singer for Stereolab. Born in 1966 on this date, unfortunately died in a cycling accident on December 9th of 2002. Rick Allen, drummer for Def Leppard, born on this date in 1963. Anthony Kiedis, singer for the Red Hot Chili Peppers and co-founder, born in 1962 on this date. Moggs Furholm, he is the guitarist and keyboard for Aha, born in 1962. Take on me, take on me. Let's see who else. Eddie McDonald, 68 Guns, bassist for The Alarm. Let's see, what else? 1957, the man with terrible hair was born, Lyle Lovett. Married to Julia Roberts for a bit of time. That haircut. Come on, Lyle. Jesus Christ. Chris Morris, guitarist. Daddy was a cop on the east side of Chicago. Back in the bad old days, right? Or something. No, back in the bad old days. In the heat of the summer night. Anyway, Chris Morris from Paper Lace. The night Chicago died. Guitarist, 54. Ronald Bell, lead singer for Kool and the Gang. Born on this date in 1951. Passed away in September 9th of 2020 at the age of 68. Every time I was looking at Ronald Bell jamming with Kool and the Gang, I always said, that man must have 100 women lined up after every concert. Right? Because he's good looking, in shape, the singer of the band, and of course, that band there, which how many songs do women love from Kool and the Gang? And I'm thinking Ronald Bell was ringing that bell, I mean, all the time. All the time. I can imagine. I mean, singers, normally the women just throw themselves at singers. I would figure that Ronald Bell was rocking it many, many times over. David Foster, Canadian music producer, composer, arranger. Worked with so many people, a legend. Born on this date in 1949. What else? Jim Steinman, composer, lyricist, and record producer. His work included Meatloaf's Bat Out of Hell. Born in 1947. Let's see who else. Anybody else celebrating birthday? That's enough with the musicians. Let's go with other famous folk celebrating birthdays on November 1st. Penn Bagley, the TV actor. He is 38 years old today. Let's see who else is celebrating birthdays. Also, Fernando Valenzuela was born on this date in 1960. We just lost him here in 2024, just a couple of days ago. Happy birthday to Fernando Valenzuela, a true original, baby. Jenny McCarthy, she is 52 years old today. Happy birthday to Jenny. Tim Cook, Apple, 64 years old. Oh, here's a wrestler, which I'm sure Sean Stanley will have. Who else do we have here? Toni Collette, movie actress. She is 52. And that is it for the famous folk born on this date. Sean Stanley, give us the wrestlers born on November 1st.
Gabby Tuff turns 46. Katsuya Murashima is 24. Ashley Vox is 35. Bobby Heenan was born on this date in 1944. Sadly, we lost him in 2017. One of the best managers and color commentators we've had. And of course, L.A. Knight, Eli Drake. He turns 42 today, as I call him on Squared Circle Digest, La Knight. He is 42. Those are your birthdays for November 1st, 2024.
That's the one they had there. LA Knight was the one they had there. Remember Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Another way to support our show. Keep it floating. Keep it going. Keep it covering everything. Rise Taylor. Thank you, sir, for the love on Venmo. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. And you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. Little dip here, too. Rise says, talent-wise, we should win. And Tua always gives us a chance. I just hope it's not another game where I say, once again, we should have won, like both 2022 games in Buffalo. Have a great weekend. Let's hope so, Rise. Let's hope so. And thank you, as always, for your amazing dedication to the show. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Very kind of you, sir. Very kind of you. All right. Bitcoin's at 69,517. Wow. That's a nice little dip right there. I like that. I like it. Nothing wrong with that, man. That's a beautiful thing. Nice little dip. All right, what do we have here? We should only beat Buffalo if it was the final game and we had nothing to play for. Other than that, lower the draft pick. Yeah, I don't think that's what's going to happen. They're not going to tank, my brother. They can't afford to tank. The coach can't afford to tank. The front office can't afford to tank. Scouts can't afford to tank. They need to win. This doesn't help them. Tanking is there. I understand what you and I want, but because we see that it's over and there's really no hope. What are we lying to ourselves? Come on, bro. We're not going to do that. So you and I are going to lie to ourselves, but the realism is they're going to do everything and anything possible to salvage this season. That's why if you're going to do that, I would have fired this guy a couple of weeks ago and bring in Vrabel. That's how I try to save the season. But with that guy, you're never saving anything. And that's the problem in the end. That's the sad part, you know? By the way, I saw, not that I watch it because, you know, I'm sure he's a nice guy and all that good stuff, but I could not really listen to Mad Dog Russo. Oh, wait a minute. Before I get into that story, I did not do music history. Let me get into a little music history. Let's talk music history here. What happened on November 1st in music history? In 1968, George Harrison became the first Beatle with a solo record with the UK release of his soundtrack to the psychedelic film Wonderwall. In 1994, Nirvana's MTV Unplugged performance came out of a CD as MTV Unplugged in New York. The set featured 2 tracks that didn't make the television show. In 1996, U2 set up a video link from their Dublin recording studio to the internet site, allowing fans to watch the band record their new album. In 1969, the Beatles topped the album charts in America with Abbey Road. It stayed at number 1 for 11 weeks. in 1980, Bruce Springsteen scored his first number one album in America with The River, topped the charts. In 2006, My Chemical Romance were disappointed when their hotly anticipated album, The Black Parade, had to take a second spot on the album charts after getting edged out by the soundtrack to Disney Channel, Hannah Montana. And that's what happened today in music history. There we go. Now that I got music history out of the way, I find this funny because I'm sure Mad Dog Russo is a nice guy. I worked on the channel there. Not that I know him or he hired me or anything like that. I had nothing to do with that. But obviously, they have him as more of a presence now on ESPN and all that. And I don't know if it's, hey, let's get old man takes in there. And listen, I'm a 58-year-old guy, so it's not like I'm a young guy either. But I tend to think that I change more with the times on certain things, a lot more than this guy does. That's for sure. So he had a beef with Ice Cube and Fat Joe's performances in the World Series. Now, he's a hardcore baseball fan. He does, listen, a guy that does 1950s trivia still of baseball on his show probably shouldn't be talking shit about anybody because that's crap. Okay? Doing trivia on a radio show is boring ass shit. But then again, he's old, so he's probably into that. So he goes, last night I put on the ball game. And listen, I don't mind music. They could put on Jackson Brown in L.A. running on empty or Bruce Springsteen at Yankee Stadium playing Rosalita before the game, he said during the first take. But give me baseball game for crying out loud. And so he did not like the whole Fat Joe and Ice Cube stuff. And he goes, the game started at 8:18. I don't want to have anybody stop the Super Bowl. That's at halftime. Stop the NBA. That's at halftime. It's a baseball game. Let me sit there and watch the baseball game. It starts at 8:18. It's supposed to start at 8:08, but it's 8:18. I need to go to bed and get up early to work with these clowns. This is ridiculous. And he goes, what the hell was that Fat Joe performance? One fan asked. I will say this. I don't mind the performances. I probably would have picked somebody better than Fat Joe. I had no problem with the Ice Cube one. I understood it because he means a lot to the LA people. He means a lot to the Southern California community. Okay? And he is a big LA fan. Very open. So to the city, to the culture, to the generations, just because you're an old fart, Chris, just because you're, out of tune with a lot of shit, including this, whatever. I'm sure he's a nice guy off the air, whatever. But dude, I mean, I've never seen a guy with so many old ass man takes. And this is coming from an old man. But the good thing is, this is what I love about now approaching my 60s. Now I can make fun of every stinking old person out there. And I'm going to tell him, bro, you're just an old fart. And I'm not disrespectful anymore because I'm an old fart. So it's not like I'm 30 telling an old fart and, oh my God. Nah, I'm an old fart and I'm telling you, dude, you're an out of tune old fart. Stop doing silly ass baseball trivia, which is boring. I don't know if he's still doing that stupid shit, but anybody that does 1962 trivia of the Brooklyn Yankees and the Brooklyn whatever and all that kind of crap. I know they're not the Yankees. I'm having fun with it. Somebody will take me serious. So whatever. Ugh, old man take. Just because you don't like rap, just because you're out of tune with it. Come on, bro. Old ass takes. I think Julian Hill is out. No, you don't think he is. He's out. So that's a really good thing. He should be out for the rest of the season. That's what they should do. He's not Fat Joe anymore. He's just Joe. Yeah, I would have picked somebody better than Fat Joe. That's the only thing I would have done. That's all. That's the way I looked at that one. When I saw the Fat Joe one, I was like, yeah, I could have done better. You can't do better than Ice Cube, but maybe you should have gotten Snoop. That's better. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would have done. Something like that, but whatever. It is what it is. Yeah, but the Fat Joe one was only weak because I would have gotten somebody way bigger and more legendary than even Fat Joe is. That's all I'm saying. And there were people. Long Beach's own Snoop was right there. Get him in there, dude. When old farts are around, I be quiet. But when old farts walk away, I be talking. Now I can just say, oh, bro, you're just an old fart. You're out of tune. Can't look at me anymore like, oh, you're being disrespectful. No, dude. I'm a few years younger than you. Screw you, bro. Get hip, man. Change a little bit with the times. I know we're all not going to change with everything, but you got to change some. That guy, Jesus Christ, that guy's as out of tune as it gets consistently. Tim is back. Fehrenbach. I see it here. Tim Fehrenbach. Keep it up, Big O. Always in tune. Sending greetings from Germany. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you. Appreciate you. True Fin fan. Someone called me. I heard fart. Oh, man. You guys are a trip. That was good. That was very good. Bryce Young could be on the trading block. Did you see that? Not that this is a big story. Not that a lot of people would care. Not that it matters to us here in South Florida. But I saw the story, and the first thing that I thought about was Bryce Young. And I thought to myself, Bryce Young, because Diana Rossini reports that I know that there are teams around the league right now that are interested to see if there can be the team to sort of revamp him and give him some life, Rossini added, right? And the Panthers right now are entertaining the possibility of trading Young ahead of Tuesday's trading deadline, but they're really just trying to figure out Young's value since they have to start him now because of Dalton's injury, right? So maybe they're trying to see if there's any value for him. Dude, if I'm Bryce Young, I am praying that somebody trades for me. Like, don't you want out? Like, I'm not saying that I believe in the kid or anything like that. But if I'm him, I want out of this organization that David Tepper runs. So if I'm him, man, I am praying. And he should, hope, for his sake, have the best game of his life this week. So maybe somebody is willing to step up and you can get the hell out of there. And maybe that gives you a chance to be successful. But it's going to be hard to be successful in that organization with that owner. Okay. And again, I'm the guy that believed in CJ Stroud over Young anyway. But in Young's defense and being in that terrible situation, I would hope that he is praying that he can get the hell out of that situation. Absolutely praying if he can get out of that situation, because I would not want to be there at all. At all. What are the chances that Chris Greer gets fired if we lose to Buffalo? Nothing. Zero. Nothing at all. Don't think that'll happen. As I've told you before, personnel things happen just after the draft. Even if you bring his replacement in, his replacement will be working and he'll still be employed. And they will not release him till after the draft. I keep trying to explain this to you all, but you don't want to listen to me. You want to just keep listening and asking and doing whatever the hell you guys want to do. But all personnel contracts, they end after the draft. So unless there is a personal issue, like some kind of a fight, some kind of crime or something, they will not fire Greer, McKenzie, Allen, or any of the other scouts or regional scouts or college directors of scouting or assistant directors of scout. None of them. They will fire them after the draft. Their replacements will be here working with them at the same time, because what they do is they will rebuild their personnel department and evaluate the people they just inherited and keep the people that they think are putting in good reports and get rid of the people that are not. That's how they do it. Okay? But, you guys can keep asking for something that just is not the norm in the league. Okay? The norm in the league is early May, right after the draft, they fire all the personnel people. But, whatever, man. It's just something you got to continue to repeat over and over and over again. Ashanti sang the national anthem in Yankee Stadium, and they were making fun of her because she put on a couple of pounds. Well, she's pregnant. She's pregnant. She just had a child. Give the woman. She was already a thick girl as it is. Ashanti was always a thick girl, but I believe she just had a child. Or she's still pregnant. One of the two. It's one of the two. I don't know why I'm thinking maybe she still is. But it's one of the two. Her and Nelly are expecting their first child. Again, I know Chris Russo isn't going to know anything about this because he doesn't adjust to the times. But this guy does, actually. I actually adjust to the times. I actually know about younger artists enough to whether I like them or I don't like them, put it that way. Okay. So, if Mad Dog Russo was here, he couldn't answer that question, but I can answer that question and tell you that Ashanti is either pregnant or just had the kid. So let's respect the woman, please. Like if you're talking about her weight, you're an asshole, and if you were degrading her in any way, you're not only an asshole, you're a misinformed asshole. You know what I mean? Let's respect women. Come on, dude. Especially a woman that is in the middle of giving birth. They're supposed to gain weight. They're supposed to still have weight. It's not like that easy to, especially for women. It's harder for women to lose weight. I mean, it's just, whatever. So whoever did that, Oscar, just jerks, dude. That's all. Horn Dog says, living in North Carolina, we are forced to watch the train wreck Carolina Panthers, and I feel for Dan Morgan being the GM because this owner is a complete nutbag. Right. Exactly. It's a great point. Is my favorite QB Lamar going to get an MVP again? Yeah. He's a star in the regular season. Complete dud in the playoffs, but he's a star in the regular season. He's like the not ready for primetime players. And that award is given to those who are not ready for the prime time, I guess, like Lamar. What does the Big O know? Right? He's never right and been around a few months. That's right. Born yesterday. So the Jets beat the Texans last night. I guess the Texans will need to start signing receivers off the street. Why not? Why not? That would be good. In fact, Robbie Chosen is available. They should go after Robbie Chosen. That would be a guy that will definitely put them over the top. The great Robbie Chosen. What do we have here? Oh, so the Fever, after firing their coach, have hired their new coach, Stephanie White, which was expected. White, who was with the Connecticut Sun, and the Sun kicked ass this year, had a great year. She now gets to coach Caitlin Clark. There you go. White was a native and former star at Purdue. So there you go. She went 55-25 with consecutive semifinal appearances with the Connecticut Sun. That's pretty interesting. That's kind of a, we'll fire you and then you're going to go somewhere else, and we know that. It's kind of interesting in that league how they accommodate people. And again, regionally, it's a better sell for them because she's Purdue and all that other stuff. So I get it. I get all of it. But they get a really good coach in Indiana. You think they want the star to star? Maybe. Maybe. It certainly isn't Caitlin's fault, that's for sure. She did everything she could possibly do. Thank you, Omar. God bless you, sir. Appreciate you. And definitely bless our Dolphins nation, man. Ray Sosa says Ashanti is thick in the right places. I agree. I think she's very attractive. But I'm a Latin dude, so. But at this moment, I know she's a little, she's got a couple extra pounds because the woman just went through pregnancy. Or can you find out for me, Sean? Did she have the kid? I don't know why I want to say they just welcomed their kid. Just recently they had it. I want to say, or she's still pregnant. One of the two, but I think she just had it. I want to say. Look it up for me. And if it is, what did they have? They have a boy or a girl?
July 18th, they welcomed their baby boy Kareem to the world.
When? What?
July 18th.
July 18th, see? So
sorry, July 18th.
Yeah. So it's 2.5 months removed, 3.5 months removed. Give the woman a break, bro. People are just brutal, bro. Brutal. And congratulations to Ashanti and Nelly, by the way, welcoming a new child. Okay? They were just touring together, too. I bet Mad Dog did not know that either. Old farts. They just live in their generations, and they don't adjust to anything else that's going on. You can disagree with some stuff, but you're going to have to accept how things change. And the entertainment value, you have to change it. You have to make sports more entertaining. And that's kind of what you do. Look at presidential campaigns. You see more entertainers and performances involved in presidential campaigns than you ever have. As time goes on, you'll continue, because it's not just the game. It's not just the political event. It's not just the whatever it is. You got to add a dog and pony show to it. You got to shoot shirts. You got to have dancers. You got to have entertainers and all of that. Fireworks, that's what it is. Did you have fireworks in baseball games 30, 40, 50 years ago? No. Now, the Marlins used to do it every Sunday, right? Oh, go run the bases. You know what I mean? That's what the game is. Because old farts like Chris Russo and myself, we go just for the game. I don't need you to shoot shirts, and I don't need all of that. But I understand that other people need it. So I'm not going to sit here like an old fart and complain about it. I get it. It's extra to, hey, we've got this star singing the national anthem. So that becomes, you bring a celebrity to sing the national anthem. And that becomes a draw. And that's part of it. Oh, we're going to have this celebrity bang the drum. But Chris Russo doesn't understand that because he's an old fart that refuses to adjust. See, and and unfortunately, since nobody in ESPN has any balls, because people mostly in radio, QAM, and other places that work in that business, few of them have balls. Very few. Most of them are ass kissers and have to follow the corporate law. That's kind of what they do. But see, if I was there in that round table, I would have taken him to task and I would have burned him with all of that. And I would have said, my brother, the problem is you're just old and you don't adjust. Things change. Life changes. And people change. The way they consume things. It's not all live anymore. It used to be on a VHS or beta. Then it was on a TiVo, except for Trump. He still thinks it's TiVo. And then, now we've got on demand and we've got platforms and all those kind of things. Old farts like Chris Russo and Trump don't adjust. Understand? That's the problem there. So the rest of us kind of get it. You got to adjust. You got to understand. Things change. Is it all perfect? No. You could have gotten somebody better than Fat Joe. That's the criticism that you use. You don't say, why did they use Ice Cube or Fat Joe? It's obvious why they used them. Mad dog, old ass Russo. Do they oil his ass before he gets on there? All creaky and shit? They gotta they need the walker. How is it? What do they do? Feed him like a ton of caffeine in between breaks or something? Okay. The criticism was you needed somebody better than Fat Joe. Old farts. Old farts. The trip that they are. But the best thing is to put them in their place and tell them, stop being an old fart. Stop being an old fart. Anyway, what else do we have here on the chat board? Thankfully, we're seeing a trend in college and in the NFL of more quarterbacks becoming pocket passers rather than running passers first. Let's hope so. Those are the ones that win the championships. The running quarterbacks have no hardware. Like my favorite MVP, they have no hardware. None. They don't win anything significant. Isn't it interesting? But all the pocket passers, damn, they've got all the hardware. But don't worry, folks. Eventually, we'll have 25 running quarterbacks, and then one of them will win a champ. One day, it'll happen. Dude, the sun shines on every dog's ass one day. So don't worry. One day, a running quarterback will get lucky like the Heat did to get to the finals, where Embiid and Giannis were injured. One day, a running quarterback will get lucky. One day, it'll happen. But meanwhile, teach your sons to be pocket passers, because those are the ones that wear the rings. Those athletes like Lamar and Cam and Josh Allen, it's interesting how Michael Vick, it's interesting how none of them have any championships. It's interesting how none of them win jack shit. I wonder why. Oh, that's right. They can't make a living from the pocket. Yep. My favorite QB and yours can't make a living from the pocket. Agree. I don't need the shirt cannons or fireworks either. It's just added fun, but it's needed. It is needed. In order for you to run your business, it's needed. Not for me, not for old man Russo, but for today's person. Yeah. Yeah, they want to know what the giveaway is. Yeah, for sure. Let's see. You need to be able to do both passing and running as a QB to succeed. Not really. That's not true. Tom Brady didn't run, dude. He's got more titles than everybody else. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Just because Mahomes can run when he needs to. He doesn't run because he has to. He runs because he has no choice. That's a positive. But if you can win behind the line of scrimmage, you're fine. You're more than fine. You just got to be able to manipulate the pocket, manipulate the coverages. That's what you have to have anticipatory skills with your throwing and the pocket feel. So if you see the pressure coming from the right, you adjust and move to the left, buy yourself that half second, boom. You don't have to always be a runner. You know what I'm saying? Is it a plus? Yeah, but it's not a. If you know what the quarterback is, then protect him, run the ball, and then he'll pass you into the championship. That's all you got to do. If you have Tom Brady, if you have Peyton Manning, if you have Drew Brees, block and run, and they'll pass you into the championship. As long as you block and run, they'll do the rest. If you don't block and run, they can't do the rest. Tom Brady won't win. Peyton Manning won't win. Dan Marino won't win. Tua won't win. But if you block and run, they all win. It's interesting. It's really interesting, those kind of guys. You block for them, you run the ball, they win. What a concept. But if you can't block and you're forcing them to run, you're dead in the water. Because Marino's not going to run. Neither is Montana. Neither is Tua. Neither is Peyton Manning. Neither is Tom Brady. That's how these quarterbacks are. But you got to understand what you have, so then protect it and do the proper thing around it so they can then do the proper thing for you. It's really an understanding of the game and of the talent, and then you can build success. Hong Kong to approve more Bitcoin and crypto exchanges this year. Shocker. You win and maybe you get on a roll and salvage the season. You lose and you're already looking to next year. I'm already looking to next year, to be quite honest. I don't think they're getting on any kind of a roll. So, Wu-Tang would have been better, or just Method Man. I like the Wu-Tang idea. Yeah. I do like Method Man more than Fat Joe, but I still would have gotten more than Method Man or Fat Joe. I like Wu-Tang. I like Snoop even better. Dre, better. Kendrick Lamar, better. Trying to get that California feel, right? Well, those are right there. I mean, I gave you good enough right there. Those right there would have been perfect. Would have been ideal for this situation. Yeah, exactly, Tony. That's what I said. Mahomes only runs because he has to, not because he's a running QB. He has the ability to run. That's it. Your QB that gives the team 500 plus yards a year in rushing, I'm going to call you a running QB. No, not well. Yeah, I guess what you're saying. Listen, here, Lofi, it's really simple. This is a running QB. Are you ready? It's not about yards. If you have to run to be a successful QB, you're a running QB. If you cannot make a living from the pocket, you're a running QB. That's all. End of story. That's it. If you can week to week stay in the pocket and win games, you're not a running QB. But if you have to run in order to be a good quarterback, then you're an athlete playing quarterback. And that's what Lamar and Josh Allen and Fields and all these other guys are. That's what they are. They're not pocket passers because they cannot be a pocket passer. If they are, they will die. They will never get anywhere. They have to run. So that's how I define it. Anyone that has to run in order to be an effective quarterback is a running QB. So if they don't run, you saw what happened to Josh Allen, right? When dumbass Dorsey wanted to make him a pocket passer, what happened? It was a disaster. He was throwing interceptions left and right. Because he's not a pocket passer. He can pass from the pocket, but he cannot make a living from the pocket. Lamar can pass from the pocket, but he can't make a living from the pocket. That's the difference. So if you have to run to be a good quarterback, then that makes you a running quarterback. That's my definition. That's how I define it. Pat Mahomes is not a running quarterback, and he could get 800 yards for your rushing. It happened to be he got 800 because that year your offense was so pathetic, you forced him to run the ball more. That's the only reason. Not that he's ever going to get 800, I don't think. But that's my point. Let's see what else. Even Goff, though, can take off and run if he absolutely has to. Marino never. No, Marino, no. That Marino wasn't going to do that. He really could not run. That wasn't his thing. If Marino was out in the open field, we were like, oh, God, okay. That's how it was. If Marino was running, we were like, oh, my God, he's running. No! Slide! Stop! Run out of bounds, Dan! No! I just want you to, I'm just reliving Dolphin in the 80s and early 90s. You just didn't want to see Marino running around at all, dude. If Marino was running past the line of scrimmage, the shit hit the fan, bro. Okay? You must be down by 20 points. Nothing's working. Because if fucking Dan Marino is running the ball, oh my God, things are bad. Things are so bad. We're like, no, Dan. No. No. We'll take the loss, bro. Just sit. It's just telling you. That's what happened. Big O, what time you taking off to I arrived like at 5, bro. Okay. So we'll be there, I would imagine, in Niagara, like 6:30, something like that. I would imagine. iPad smash.
We arrive at 6. We arrive at 6.
Okay, so 7:30. Around there. Okay. Yeah, Marino, yeah. That was the scariest sight in the world, is watching Marino run, bro. You just did not want to see that. No, you got off out of your chair. Oh my God, pray, stop. Dan. It was a different world. It's not like today. No. We didn't need Dan to run, bro. We're not there. We're not watching Dan take on tacklers, Dan's not going to tackle you if you intercepted him. None of that. And we're fine with that. We understood. It's fine. No problem. He can win with the arm. Just do everything else, please. Oh, man. I think it was 99 yards, unless I'm mistaken. What do you mean 99 yards? I don't know what that means. Bills only 6.5-point favorites. I saw 6 this morning. So it's an easy bet for those of you out there. You guys go ahead and do it, but super easy bet to drop the 6 points because Miami's going to lose badly, unfortunately. I don't have a lot of hope for this team, sadly. All right, folks, we are out of here. We thank you all, as always, for supporting us. Remember, you can make a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. You can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. You can also make a donation through PayPal and use our QR code. There, as always, I see the Slomin Shield. There is Alarmo. We're in 14 different states. Call 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME. And you can get your free system by using our central station monitoring. So make sure you call 1-800-ALARM-ME and tell them that Big O sent you. And trust me, they will take care of you at Slomin's Home Shield. All right, we're out of here. We'll see you Sunday at 11 a.m. as we get you ready for the Dolphins and the Bills live from the River Pub in Niagara. Y'all be good out there. See you at 11 a.m. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.